Now we're going to turn to this week's In Focus section, and Warren is going to demonstrate a topic that came up on our mailing list just very recently, and that is screen pinning and app pinning.
Today, I'll be talking about something called screen pinning or app pinning. Both terms can be used interchangeably. Given my tenacity for history, I'd like to go back and take a look at when we got this feature on Android and why. Back in 2014, Google introduced Android version 5.0, also known as Lollipop. With the introduction of Lollipop, Google brought us screen pinning. Now, what is screen pinning? Screen pinning has to do with the activity wherein you decide to pin an app or pin a screen. For example, if you're a parent of a child and you want to give your child your phone to play with either their Mickey Mouse or Dora the Explorer, you want to make sure that you pin that app so that the kid cannot get into any other parts of the phone. For example, they cannot navigate to the home nor activate the notification center. In other words, what they got is what they got. So with that, now let's go and look at how you enable screen pinning or app pinning. I will start with a relatively old device that is running Marshmallow. I wish I had one that was running Lollipop, but I don't have one. And so as a result of that, I'll be using a Moto G 3rd generation that's running on Marshmallow. I will now unlock my phone.
Pin unlock. Pin area.
I'm going to unlock the phone now.
Dot. 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 Enter. 4. Device unlocked. Home screen 1 of 1.
I have just unlocked that phone. Now, step 1. We need to go to the system settings, and you can go to your system settings via one of 3 methods. You could either swipe down with 3 fingers from the top of the phone, and that reveals what I call the quick panel, or swipe down with 2 fingers, revealing the notification center. Swipe down again with 2 fingers, and that reveals the quick panel. Or you can go to your App Store and find the Settings app and click on it. Now that I've described how to get to the system settings, we need to now go to the system settings.
Notification shade. Quick settings.
I just swiped down with 3 fingers from the top, and I'm going to find near the top right corner something that says Settings.
Settings button. Quick settings. Settings.
I am now in System Settings. In our step 2, we want to scroll down and find where it says Security.
Location. Security.
There
Tap to
we
select.
are, Security.
Security.
Now that we are on the screen that says Security, what we're looking for here is to scroll toward the bottom and find something called Screen Pinning. And by default, this will be unchecked. It is not turned on. So we're going to go down to Screen Pinning and tap on it.
Trust agents. Screen pinning off.
We
Tap
are
to
told
select.
that screen pinning is off. Tap here.
Screen pinning.
Upon tapping on screen pinning, we're taken to a new window, and in this window, we are told what screen pinning does.
When this setting is turned on, you can use screen pinning to keep the current screen in view until you unpin. To use screen pinning, 1. Make sure screen pinning is turned on. 2. Open the screen you want to pin. 3. Touch overview. 4. Swipe up and then touch the pin icon.
Those are the instructions, as well as telling us what screen pinning does. So near the top right corner is an off-on button, or switch, I should say, that we need to touch on to enable. So I'll find that off button, which is now currently in the off position. I'm going to turn it to the on position.
Off. Showing item 1
I
of 1.
tapped on it and it's now on, even though we're not told it was on.
On. On.
All right. Now let's go ahead and navigate out of here. Go back to the home screen.
Home button. Home screen 1 of 1.
I am now on my home screen and I would like to pin an app or pin a screen. I want to find something and pin it.
Chrome.
So for example, let's go ahead and pin Chrome. So I tap on Chrome. Now in order to be able to pin this Chrome, which is now showing here,
by using this application, you agree to Chrome's terms of...
I will need to long press the Overview or Recent Apps button. And this button is found near the bottom right corner of the phone. I will now find that Overview and long press it.
Overview button. Long pressed Overview button. Overview, Chrome.
Now that I have long pressed Overview button, I will now scroll up with 2 fingers until it says Chrome.
Chrome.
Now that it says Chrome, just above the area where I long pressed on that overview is a little button there that says Pin Screen or something along that line.
Google app. Chrome. Screen pinning. Tap to select.
And there above the overview is the screen pinning. I will now tap here.
First run experience.
I tapped on that and so that screen has been pinned. But besides pinning that window or that screen, I have instructions telling me on how to go about unpinning that screen. And this is what that says.
Screen is pinned. This keeps it in view until you unpin. Touch and hold Overview to unpin.
And so I could either swipe to Got It or Explore to Got It.
Got it button. Screen pinned.
And I'm told that screen is pinned. If I put my finger down,
by using this application, you agree to Chrome's terms of service and privacy notice.
And there is our Chrome that I had pinned. If I tap the home key, for example,
home button. To unpin this screen, touch and hold Overview.
I cannot go home. If I try to swipe down with 2 fingers from the top, nope, nothing happens. If I try to swipe down with 3 fingers to go to the quick settings, nothing happens. In other words, I cannot get out of this until I have unpinned this screen. And so to unpin that screen, I will need to long press the Overview again.
Overview button. Long pressed Overview button. Screen unpinned. Overview. Chrome.
And I am told that screen has been unpinned. If I hit the home key, for example, now,
home screen 1 of 1.
There I am back to my home screen. And if I swipe down with 2 fingers,
notification shade.
There's my notification shade. I swipe down.
Quick settings.
I am back to the quick settings. And in order to turn it off, you go back and repeat the same process that we did and then go turn it off. So in other words, go to System Settings, go find Security, go find App Screen Pinning, tap on it, and then uncheck or turn off the toggle, the on-off toggle near the top right of the corner. I will now show you how you go about pinning a screen on a Samsung device. I have a Galaxy S8 here and I will unlock that and let's go see how that happens on a Samsung phone, and then we'll conclude with unpinning or pinning an app.
Home button. Start Prime.
So here I am. I just unlocked the Samsung Galaxy S8 and I will swipe down with 3 fingers to open up that quick panel.
Quick settings.
So there's my quick panel and I'm going to find the open settings.
Open settings button. Quick settings. Settings.
Now, unlike the one we found on the Motorola phone where we went to security, here on the Samsung device, we're going to go to lock and security.
App lock screen and security. Always on display. Face recognition. Fingerprints. Iris. 9 of 16.
Lock screen and security is what we want. We tap here.
Lock screen and security. Navigate up button.
Now that we are in lock screen and security, we need to scroll all the way to the bottom and find the one that says Other
security settings. Change other security settings, such as those for security.
Other security settings. We tap here.
Other security settings. Navigate up.
Now
Button.
that
Out
we've
of list.
tapped on other security settings, we're going to find
Showing item
something
deleted.
called window pinning or Windows pinning.
Clear credentials. Remove advanced trust agents. Perform selected actions when pin windows off. 16 of 19. Double dash tap to activate.
Pin windows off. So we tap on pin windows.
Pin windows. Navigate up. Button. Out of list.
On the next
Double dash tap to
screen, this
activate.
is what we are told.
Pin a specific app on your device screen. While an app is pinned, calling, messaging, and other functions may not be available. Access to other apps will be prevented. To pin an app to the screen, colon.
All right, and it will give us the same instructions.
1. Turn on pin windows. 2. Open an app. 3. Press the recents button. 4. Tap pin windows in the lower right corner of the window to keep the app on the screen.
So in other words, it's the same steps that we have on the Marshmallow there on the Motorola G3. And so I'm going to go find now the on-off button there or toggle there on the right corner of the phone.
Off. Switch. Double tap. On. On.
We are on.
Home. Button.
Now
System
hit
UI.
home.
Star Prime. Keep notes. Double dash tap to act. Lookout. Double dash tap to activate. Double dash tap and hold to lock messages. Double dash
So
tap to
I
activate.
could, for example, let's say we want to do messages
Play Store. Messages.
or
Double dash
Play
tap to
Store.
activate. Double dash tap Play Store.
Let's try Play Store, shall we?
For you. Play Store. Top. Offline games, comma heading.
So I am now on the Play Store. I want to pin this Play Store. What I need to find is the overview as described earlier. In Samsung's case, it is called Recents, and I need to find that Recents.
Recents. Button. System UI.
Long
Double dash
press,
tap to activate. Settings. Recents. Double dash tap to activate. Double dash tap and hold to long press.
with Recents pressed. Now I'm going to scroll up with
Play
2
Store.
fingers, and it says
Showing items
Play
18
Store, and just like we did earlier, we're going to find where it says Pin Screen, and this time it's going to be Pin Window.
Pin Windows button.
Tap.
Turn on pin windows. This keeps the app in view until you unpin it.
So that has been pinned,
To unpin app. Touch and hold recents button.
and that's the instructions that we're told to unpin it. Tap and hold on the Recents, and we have either
Cancel button.
cancel
Double
or
dash. Okay. Button.
OK.
App pinned.
Now we are told that app has been pinned. Now, if I hit home,
Home button. System. To unpin app. Touch and hold recents button.
nothing happens. I try to swipe down. Nothing happens. Now I'll go ahead now and unpin that Play app.
Recents button.
Long press,
App unpinned.
app unpinned,
Move home button.
hit
System UI.
home,
Star Prime. Play Store.
and I'm back home.
Home. Bus search. Star Prime.
I can now
Notification shade.
open notification
Recents button. System
and
UI.
all of that.
Star Prime. Search. Home screen.
Now that I've shown you how to pin an app or pin a screen on Samsung, you do the same thing by going through the same steps we went and go ahead and check or turn the screen pinning off or Windows pinning off. We now move our attention to our concluding part, and this one has to do with pinning an app or screen on Android 10 or later. And I'm doing it on my Pixel device. So now I'm going to go ahead and swipe down with 3 fingers to open the Quick panel.
Quick settings.
Here I am in Quick Settings, and I'm going to find where it says Open Settings and tap on it.
Auto rotate screen. Switch. This device is connected to Google Fi VPN. Out of pager. Open settings button. Settings. Search settings.
I am now in System Settings. The next thing I want to do is find where it says Security and tap on it. I scroll up,
Storage. 78 privacy. Permission location. On security. Play protect. Screen lock. Place unlock.
tap on Security.
Security. Navigate up.
Now, unlike that one found on Samsung and the Motorola G3, we're going to go all the way to the bottom here and find where it says Advanced.
Encryption and credentials. Advanced. Trust agents. App pinning. Confirm SIM deletion. Encryption and credentials. Encrypted.
Tap
Showing
on
items
that.
13 of 50.
Now
Showing
I
items
scroll up again, and what I'm looking for is called App Pinning. So you see, we've changed the name from Screen Pinning to App Pinning, and it is Windows Pinning in Samsung.
App pinning. Off.
App Pinning off, tab,
App pinning. Navigate up. Button. Out of list.
and it's the same instructions telling us what App Pinning does or what Screen Pinning does. And this one will tell us how to unpin it.
App pinning allows you to keep the current app in view until you unpin it. This feature can be used, for example, to let a trusted friend play a specific game. When an app is pinned, the pinned app may open other apps, and personal data may be accessible. If you want to securely share your device with someone, try using a guest user instead. To use app pinning, 1. Turn on app pinning. 2. Open overview. 3. Tap the app icon at the top of the screen, then tap pin and list.
All right, so there we go. Now we're going to tap on the on-off switch near the top right corner of the phone to enable this feature.
Off. Search set. Open feedback. Off. Switch. Off.
Tap.
On. When app is pinned, personal data may be accessible, such as contacts and email content. Pinned app may open other apps. Only use app pinning with people you trust. Cancel button.
So we could either cancel or say OK.
OK button. App pinning. On. Switch. On.
I okayed it, and now
Cancel launcher.
I
Actions.
just went back to the home screen. Now, in order to pin an app here, here's what is different. What we need to do is bring up the overview. So I'll swipe up and hold, and that opens up my overview or recent apps.
Recent apps. Google Assistant. 15 of 16. In list. 16 items.
Let's see what we find.
Showing item. Google Assistant. 15 of 16. Pause. Showing items. 14.
Those are my
Home,
apps.
13. Showing items. 13 to 15 of 16.
We see a bunch
Google
of
Play Store.
apps.
Play Store.
Let's try Google Play Store here again. Now that I'm on Google Play, all I need to do is to invoke TalkBack menu and tap on Actions, and then choose Screen Pinning. If you have enabled an action gesture, you could just at this point invoke that actions gesture. And now because I have assigned an action gesture, I will now invoke that gesture to go find where it says Pin App.
Actions. Close. And list.
So I'm in the actions, and what I'm looking for here is where it says Pin App.
App close and list. Actions. Out of list. Close and list. App info. Split screen. Pin.
I tap here.
Play Store. Image of app or game icon for keep. App is pinned. This keeps it in view until you unpin. Swipe up and hold to unpin. Personal data may be accessible, such as contacts and email content. Pinned app may open other apps. Got it.
And so I
Keep us
want to
Android
tap
password. Philip Pro.
on
App is pinned.
Got It.
Got it. Button. App pinned.
All right. So now
You might also like heading.
I could look at all I
Show
want
items
on
sorted.
the Play
Downloaded
Store.
1 million plus times. Play trailer for Keep Us to Android Pass.
There we go.
Great app. Star rating. 5 point.
Now, if I want to unpin this, all I have to do, since I'm using the native gesture or the system gestures, because I do not have enough buttons at the bottom like the home, back, and overview and all of that, in order to unpin it, I'll have to swipe up with 2 fingers and hold, and that will unpin my screen. So now I'm going to swipe up and hold and unpin the screen.
Scanning face. App unpinned. Lock screen.
There
Side
we go.
selected. Out of list.
That app has been unpinned, and now I'm back on my home screen.
Swipe up to open.
And in likewise manner, just as I described earlier, you could go through the same process and go turn off the feature. And that will be how you go about pinning an app or pinning a screen and then unpinning a screen.
Thanks very much, Warren. And I know that will have helped out a lot of users that they'll have read the replies, but it's always good to hear it demoed. I certainly find that helpful anyway.
It is a good feature, and I like it.